Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. On this here is Stretch again, and we are returning to Let's Play of War in the West, where we're playing against the Western Allies. Now, I did advance through the German turn because I didn't really expect them to attack anywhere, and as you can see, they didn't. So, yeah, pretty much we've pretty much mopped up out the pockets that we had in the last couple of turns here in the sort of Saarland region and along the Rhine. So we are now there to freshly start our new attacks. A lot of our forces are still exhausted, and they are kind of not that well set up, honestly. As you can see, a lot of troops here are not quite really in command range and everything. So it's a little bit messy, and we need to work against that. One thing I want to do is, for example, send the Canadians all north here and strengthen everything a little bit. But for now, the plan for this episode, for this week, for the first week of September here, is pretty much to attack again in this southern German region and do a couple of maneuvers that I do hope are going to further reduce the German army, so that ultimately we're going to get rid of them and we have an easier time in the future. So, one of the interesting things I see is the Germans are, I think, getting new units and reinforcement. That is, for example, this over here, the Volksgrenadier Division. So these are sort of the last-ditch militia type of units that the Germans are putting up. But they are certainly here, and they can be difficult to dislodge. You can see this is one of the highest ranking units here along the front line at 34 units, 34 combat power. Because it's in rough terrain, it does have some fortification, so that is why these guys can still be an issue. Now, the targets I have in mind are specifically the remnants of the German tank force. And up over here, you can see in this hex over here in Heilfingen, we've got the Panzerlehr Division, one of the elite forces in the German Wehrmacht. I would like to get that, and to that extent, we do have some tanks down here. These guys were resupplied by air last time, so maybe they can achieve a breakthrough down here and get into the area towards the Danube, or along the Danube towards Ulm. Then we're going to try to break through here with these French forces that we've concentrated a little bit over here. Also going to try to break onto Ulm and thereby encircle this division and some of the infantry that is also in between. Now, if we do create a breakthrough down here, I would also certainly like to attack on Aalen, because that is a production of the MA262, and it would allow us to come to the north here via these plains towards Ansbach. And if likewise we do break through over here, sort of south of Würzburg, that might allow us to encircle also this SS Panzer Division and some of the other units. So that would be kind of tempting. And lastly, if we can get these Americans here, the Third Army, to break through via Schweinfurt and down towards Würzburg, maybe we can create a number of breakthroughs here, sort of sidestep them and encircle a large part of the German front line here. That is going to be our objective for this turn. I have set up the air directives accordingly. Some strategic bombing, of course, that is not going to be that important, I think. So, yeah, let's see. As you can see, we've got pretty much 4 points here where we do want to break through the front and advance at least a little bit towards the southwest of Germany. Or I guess at this point it's really the south of Germany. But yeah, you get the point. Right, in the Netherlands you can see the Germans are a little bit weirdly distributed there, so we might as well try at least to advance a little bit, although given all of the terrain down there and the marsh and the polders and so on, I don't think it's going to be that viable to do a major attack, but certainly we do want to explore the gaps that they are leaving here, so let's see whether that is going to work. We are losing a large number of planes here in air combat. We haven't lost that many in quite a long time, and I do think this is probably, to a very large extent at least, due to jet fighters. Still, 1-to-3 ratio, not sustainable for the Germans, certainly sustainable for us. And if we can attack into South Germany, we'll have most of the production facilities there of the MA262, so I think that might actually be alright, but let's briefly see what we have in terms of the 15th Air Force, which I think was bombing down there, or at least bombing towards Vienna again. Yeah. Okay, so you are being intercepted, but you are shooting down a large number of their planes here. So being intercepted by 24 Focke-Wulfs. But yeah, these guys do go down, so that's not the big issue here. Let's see whether we can identify where we're losing planes. Bomber Command, you certainly did lose a large number of planes. There was an attack here by some airplanes, but yeah, they are Focke-Wulfs, so it's not that these guys are jet fighters. Still, we are losing a couple of guys there. Right, and then we've got 2nd RAF Tactical. I don't think you lost against any fighters. No, it doesn't look like that. Yeah, but you did strike at Schweinfurt. 8th Air Force, how about you guys? Oh yeah, that looks a little bit like you were intercepted. Although look at that, the Germans here are losing all of their planes when we are engaging them. So that is certainly nice to see, but I'm not sure that is... I mean, 15th Air Force... I don't think, no, that if they're losing 22 planes, that can't be jet fighters. Yeah, but here and there we are losing a couple of planes. Some large air combats over here, 12 fighters on their side, Me-410s, so 2 engine aircraft. Yeah, but nevertheless we are shooting them down, so that is ultimately what matters. So let's see what we can. Let's start down here in the very south, because I think that is where we are the most thinly spread actually. We do have 1 tank unit here, which can actually make it over there. We've got 2 tank units here, and then a little bit of infantry. But the infantry is really, really thinly spread, and I do want to actually move up the headquarter unit here that is associated with all of these tanks that are currently working down here. So let's try to get you off the train and also a little bit closer towards the front line. Yeah, okay, so you are here and that is good. Right, we want to encircle the Panzer Division. That is our most important objective. So I think what we're going to try to do is we are going to start by an attack here on this position. And I'm going to do a deliberate attack here, hoping to push these guys away. One of them is routed, one of them is retreated. That's lovely to see. Now we can't get into this axe here with our infantry, so that is already where we do need the tanks to come up. And I think you guys are probably going to be the better unit to do that. Let's start by 90 movement points. Let's start by you, because you are the one that is a little bit difficult to move up. And let's do a hasty attack here. Okay, we are getting them to retreat. That's lovely. Let's advance further with these guys, and I think we might actually want to attack Reutlingen there. Yeah. It's a mini encirclement then, but still I do think it is going to be worthwhile, because we have now isolated these guys, and if we can move across here, that should basically cut them off entirely. Now we could try to advance into the rear further than that, but I don't think that is going to be that useful, and I don't think I want to move just the cavalry group here, because that is simply going to be way too little to actually reinforce that position. So, and any of these infantries, they really just have no chance of enacting a crossing here. So yeah, what we actually do need to do then is use the British armour to come around here, basically cut them off, and that's nice. So these 3 units did come up from Italy, and they have already proven their worth here to an extent that I didn't actually honestly think they would. So that's fantastic. Right, very nice indeed. Okay, that's actually the first objective here. I mean, it's not a lot, it's 2 divisions, but it's one of the most elite German divisions, so yeah, I'm going to be happy about that. Right, everything else down here has basically been settled already. We don't really have that many forces down there, is the thing though. Right, so we've got a Panzer Brigade, we've got a little bit of Volksgrenadier, so it's not really an important infantry division that we've got down here. So maybe actually we want to start up over here in the north slightly, and try to get rid of some of these units. I'm going to do a deliberate attack in the hope of completely shattering these guys, which we are actually doing. Let's try that again. Yeah, okay, that's lovely. Okay, that does mean we have a much easier time of creating a good breakthrough here. So that is very nice indeed. How far can we push up with these infantry divisions? Just barely not far enough though. Well, you guys can get over here. So yeah, I'm gonna move you over here. And I'm gonna do a hasty attack simply with you. It's okay if you just... No, you're actually holding. Wow, that's interesting. I did not expect that. Right, we've got the Canadian armoured. I don't really want to use the Canadian armoured though. We've got these guys. Okay, let's move you into here. And then we're going to do a haste attack with both of you. Okay, it's getting them to retreat. That's not really enough though. I would like to push you away much more strongly. Okay, let's do another hasty attack here. Okay, now you're routed. That's great, because that does mean we've now definitively chance to create a good breakthrough here. These guys are just headquarter units, so we can push them out very easily. That shouldn't be an issue. Now, what we do need to do, though, is then create another breakthrough down here, because otherwise we'll not be able to encircle anyone over here. So, where do we want that breakthrough to sit then? Now, I think these guys are pretty strong, even though they have Fox Grenadier. How can they be so strong? Oh, it's more than a complete division. Yeah, they are getting a lot of reinforcements here. It would be nice, though, if we could get rid of them. Okay, these panzers here are going to be a tough one to crack, because they are sitting on the other side of the river. So what I would rather like to do then is bring up the infantry, and then the infantry and the tanks are going to attack you guys. Some of you guys are retreating. That's nice to see. Some of the population, I meant to say. Right, so you could get over here. You could likewise try to get over there. Well, the infantry... No, let's move the infantry up, because you do have one attack point left. It's not all we need, but it is something. Let's also try to use the Indians here. And then I think we need to attack the SS here. We might also want to attack just the tanks to move them out of the way entirely. 4.2, 1.6, 1.8. Okay, let's attack the tanks. Getting them to retreat, nice. You can't attack again, but the Indians could attack again. But I'm slightly mindful that we do need some armor over here. So let's use you guys, because you're pretty strong. And then we're going to try to attack the SS. The Fox Grenadiers down there, they are trying to help out here. And they actually do, which is very unfortunate. Now that does weaken them, though. Can we get rid of you, though? We could try to send someone over here. Like, for example, this infantry division. You are part of this, and I actually would like you to be a little bit more coordinated here. So let's actually send the French guys over here. You're part of the same group, and let's do another hasty attack against this bloke. And you're holding out again. 39 against 50. Yeah, on the other hand, your fortifications broke. So that means we could maybe overcome you now. Is there anyone who can help out in this attack then? Well, the armor can, but we want to use the armor to break through. And unfortunately, there's already quite a bit of combat delay on the attacks now, obviously. You know what? Can I actually sort of switch sides? I would not like them to attack there. Okay, I think that works. You can't get there. You can't get there. Could you come over here? Yeah, you can come over here. And that does mean you guys can now advance over here. Which does mean these two units can now do an attack against the tanks. We're getting them to retreat. We're probably going to cause more combat delay on the attacks, though. So that's not ideal. But nevertheless, at least our tanks can now push through here. The question is, do we want to get rid of them so that we have a little bit easier time to do that? And I think so, because look at all the stuff that we're losing here. That's 10 movement points per hex, basically. So let's do a hasty attack here with these tanks. No. Okay, that would need to be a deliberate attack. Okay, let's do a deliberate attack then. Okay, this time we're pushing them away. Nice. Let's push forward. Okay, we can't push them out of the way. These guys are strong units, and that is one of the big reasons why I want to get rid of them, basically. So, yeah, let's see what we've got. We've got these guys. Well, we can't really get you that far down there, can we, though? Well, we've got more tanks over here, though. So, yeah. but it's still going to be a lot of movement points just to advance you further here. I mean, these Fox Grenadiers, they can't really stand up against a tank, can they? It looks like they can. There's Panzer Brigade over here. Yeah. Well, the issue is these guys are too strong and too concentrated down here. So actually, let's move the motorized unit forward as well. And then let's try to attack the Fox Grenadiers here in the clear open terrain. Getting them to retreat, that's easy. And then let's try to attack Ulm. I'm not sure that is going to work. But Ulm is being captured, so that is nice. And that does mean potentially now we do actually have the clouds to move a little bit further still. Attack the tanks here. Ah, they are strong units. These guys do fight so strongly. Nevertheless, capturing Ulm is a very, very nice effect over here. Now the question is, do we want to get rid of these guys over here? It's not much. It's just barely more than an infantry division, but still I think that might be a worthwhile shot. So let's actually move these guys up over here. Then maybe one of you to the rear here. No, basically that's all a no. Okay, you guys now finally can push through somewhat over here. Okay, can one of you... Okay, you can make it over here, and then these tanks can make it all the way over there. Right, so we've got some effect over here. It's not as much as I would have liked to see, but it is certainly something. Okay, let's advance you to here, and then these tanks can advance further? No. Okay. Well, it's something. It's something. We've made it over here, and that does mean we can now think about the northern situation here. What can we pour through this road here? Now, let's start out with the ones in the very far in the rear here. We've got you guys. Okay, let's advance you here so that you're kicking all of these guys out of the way. That's fantastic. Right, let's bring you down here. Giebelstadt Depot. We should briefly check on whether they've got a depot down there. No, they don't. Well, that's nice to see. You guys can make it all the way over here. Great. We've got some sort of resemblance of a defensive line here. Ansbach. Get you guys all the way over here. That's fine. Nice. How about you? Can you make it over here, maybe? No, no. Can you make it down there? No. Ah, Jesus. Just one hex down there. How about you? You can make it down there. Okay, yeah, that might be the way to go then. Oh no, you can. Well, that's fantastic. Good. Alright. Right, and then you guys are going to come up simply into this direction. Simply going to block these units from advancing any further. And that should be A-okay, right? Yeah. Polish armoured. You might try to strike this way, but I don't think you're going to get very far, so honestly I think that is going to be fine. And let's bring you guys up to Rottenburg. And at least we've got... How much have we encircled at this point? 1.6 divisions down here, and then a complete division here? Yes. So, yeah, quite a bit actually. So that's lovely to see. Right, you guys can sort of come into the rear here, but why would we? Well, one of the answers is we could try to advance onto Nuremberg itself. And we do need to close the gap over here too. Let's actually take you guys advance there. So you are pretty much all right now. Good. You can't get there. Well, that's interesting. You guys can make it to Nuremberg. No one over here, and we do need to guard this, but I think it's alright the way it is. And again, they just don't have any depot in there, so that's all okay. Right, then let's see whether we can create a breakthrough over here, just to encircle all of these units too. Because we've got a large number of tanks here. Well, speaking of tanks, we've got you guys. You know what? Let's actually try to advance here on towards Nuremberg, because I would very much like to completely destroy all of the tank production here. You can see there's a lot of Panthers, vehicle, heavy industry. It is going to be nice to get rid of that unit and of the rail lines that are running north-south here. So yeah, that's fine. Right, then the next target is going to be down here. So let's actually grab whatever infantry we've got down here, which doesn't seem to be that much. Well, we've got you guys who are actually a little bit more assigned towards the north there, but I think it's going to be alright if we are going to attack you down here. Right, getting them to retreat, breaking their fortifications, that is sort of what we've built the first British corps to do. So yeah, you are very much doing that. Let me get rid of the industry view, that's just ugly. I don't want to use the Canadians down here because they're really supposed to go to the north now, but to some extent. Okay, let's try to get Schweinfurt too. I think we haven't gotten it because of that unit there. It's okay though. Right, can we get you over here and then attack? We can. Nice. It's unfortunate that we don't get Schweinfurt at this point then. I would have kind of hoped that we would. Right, nevertheless, we've got more units here. You could move into Würzburg even. Right, let's try to keep the Brits down here. Like such. You guys are fine where you are, I believe. Americans are going to go into Würzburg. I'd say okay. You guys cannot actually remain where you are too. Well, no, let's actually get you up there. You guys can advance a little bit further. Okay, so more divisions encircled down here. And you guys are sort of having some trouble there, which I very much appreciate. Good. Let's try to kick these guys out again, just because they're going to take more casualties here. Oh, they haven't really. Well, there's some reserve infantry. Do we need to capture Bad Kissingen? Probably it's a depot, isn't it? Would be nice to capture it. How much forces have they got over here? Cavalry, infantry, flak. A lot of flak, actually. Yeah, let's try to dislodge them. Oh yeah, we are. Nice. 100 casualties too, so that's good. Right. How much else have we got in forces down here then? I mean, we're very thinly spread, but then again, these guys can also take the rear positions. We probably want to get rid of some of these guys down here, so let's actually, you know what, bring you guys up over here, recombine you as a fighting unit, get over here, and then we'll probably want to attack the fortified zone here first. Right, get them to surrender, and then you guys can attack these remnants here. Just a couple of thousands of Germans. That's nice. Good. Okay, that does at least get rid of all of these encircled units there. So that's nice. Good. Okay, fine over here. Again, I think we can leave the Americans mostly where they are, actually. We don't need to do anything with them that we couldn't do anywhere else. Now, you guys are actually assigned to a unit up here. Interesting. I thought you'd be somewhat assigned down here. Okay, nevertheless, let's try to maintain some sort of line towards Nuremberg here. And we've also Schweinfurt with the large heavy industry base there. Alright, all in all, that doesn't look too bad. Connecting up here would be lovely. That's actually what you guys can do, can't you? Yeah, that looks pretty decent to me. Right, let's get you here. So you're ready to bot these couple of guys. everyone down here is fine. We do need to plug that gap a little bit. So let's move you guys up. Yeah. Now, I would like to get Arlen, but I can't really move into there without being exposed. And I'm not sure whether they can actually produce if the hex is isolated. I would think not, actually. That wouldn't make much sense. On the other hand, we've certainly seen weirder things. Okay, so that's fine. Let's look at the Netherlands. It's a little bit of a mess at this point, but let's see whether it's a mess that we can still somewhat control. Okay, we've got the Ranger Force. I think I would like you to move up. There we go. You guys are all part of one infantry division down here. So I think we actually need to move up some guys here in force. Yeah, let's do that. Even though you're part of a different headquarter there, I think that is going to be alright. You guys are part of a division that is currently sitting up there. And you guys are separate. Okay, let's move you here. And you guys are going to take the position here close to these infantry units. Okay, that does look like a decent line. I would like to move into here. Can I? I think I can. Right, there we go. Just sort of using the gaps that they are leaving to us, which does seem to be working out alright. Okay, and if we are moving you here, you have a chance of potentially striking across this peninsula here towards this Sudan and cutting off all of Holland there. That's nice. I don't think we want to attack anywhere here though. Our units are just way too weak for that. But I want to attack over here because it would be nice to get on the other side of this river here a little bit more strongly. And to that effect, what we need to do is send some of our forces onto that side of the river and just slowly kick them out of there. That went alright, but how about you? It would be exceptionally difficult to attack you, it seems. Right, let's take you guys over there as well. If I attacked with both of you, it's just not going to work. These guys are too strong. I mean, 36 Panthers, so yeah, they are actually strong. How about you? You don't have that much down here now, do you? So how about we attack with all of you, kick you back to Costa Brauxel, and then hopefully be able to advance into there? Yes, we are. Okay, so yeah, the point is just slowly getting on the other sides of these rivers. But we're doing that, so that's good. Okay, I think I would also like to push away from here just a little bit. So we're going to try to advance here a little bit just so that we have some ability here to come across the river without being without suffering a lot of penalties there. You can actually make it all the way through there, so that's interesting. Can I move anyone up to your position? Yeah. Okay. In that case, let's do that over here. Okay, now I'm getting greedy and I'm thinking, okay, maybe we could do a giant push here to the north, cut all of these guys off, and just have a fantastic time. Now, the issue with that is we don't really have that many armoured forces. We only have, like, 3 armoured divisions down here. So that just doesn't serve us to guard all of these flanks. So, yeah, I would think not. Yeah, let's not get over the top here. Well, we do have the Canadians. You're currently all set to refit, which I do think you deserve because your fatigue and just combat readiness isn't up to speed. But yeah, maybe we just need to. No, I think the Third Army here does have some reason to rest and repair, and we don't want to overstretch ourselves. And I think it is looking pretty nice down here too. So yeah, basically we've got all of these guys set up. We've made it towards Nuremberg. Regensburg is kind of far away, but at least Ulm has been destroyed, has been captured. Ulm, Aalen, I think Augsburg was the other one where no, but Ingolstadt, Yeah, Ingolstadt is one of the production areas of the ME 262, and Regensburg will be. Regensburg actually one of the largest plane producing centers of Germany. Right, so another turn here where we've encircled a large number of Germans, which certainly does feel very nice. We could sort of chip away at these little kings in their line, but there's so few forces in these kings that I really just don't think that would be worthwhile. So pretty much no. Could try to push through the Saarland, but I think I would want to encircle that rather than trying to do anything else down there. Alright, let's take a look then at Italy. So, yet again, I'm not going to attack into these mountains because it's just so futile, and we would take so many casualties without much gain, unless there's any specific area where we think that would be of huge value because we are doing an encirclement or something like that. But just look at the defensive value of these units here. It's just ridiculously high. Nevertheless, here it seems like we can advance at least somewhat, so that is certainly what we're going to do. And we've got now a unit slightly into their rear, which I think will make them withdraw a little bit further, and then we can follow on and so forth. But yeah, that is basically it for Italy. Yeah, so I'm really happy that we moved most of our tanks, except for some exceptions here, towards there. You're gonna build a rail line all the way over here towards Bolzano. Let me just briefly check how much traffic are we receiving in Villach. About 5,000, so yeah, you should be serving everyone over there. That is kind of nice. Yeah, all good, all good, all good. Do we use you? How are you looking actually? Fatigue is high, 30-40%. TOE is 70%. Let's check another one. 76, 30-40%. Just as long as you guys are standing in the front line, you will be suffering some of this attrition, but it's so tempting. But I do think we need to rest up a little bit, and we need something over here in the north, and that is why what we're going to do is we're going to send the Canadians to the north, rest up over there, recuperate, and take on some... you guys actually should be assigned to the 2nd Canadian Corps. This is the infantry division that was operating in the Mediterranean theatre, and we've now reconnected them up to... or actually for the first time connected them up towards the Canadian forces here in the 1st Canadian Army, which I do like very much because that just does make more sense to me. Right, okay. Everything else fine over here. We do have some forces that have been transferred from England, but frankly you just don't seem to get very far. Are you not standing on a repaired rail line? Why can't I not move you? You are standing on a repaired rail line. But you just might have disembarked from the rail network, and that is why you can't move up now. Is there any port here that we would want to get? Ostend, maybe? Bruges? Ostend. You guys seem to be very, very bad at defending. What happens if you were to be attacked by a tank division, I wonder? You'd probably have to give up, right? But yeah, you're not the priority. Let's move forward simply with these guys as far as we can. Some more units that can repair a rail line down there. That's lovely. Everyone else seems to be fine. Yeah, and these guys do just need to be reconnected to their respective front lines. And there does need to be some sort of reorganization here with some of these British units. What are you actually part of? You're part of the 2nd British Army, which is actually mostly down here. But yeah, I'm going to rearrange that a little bit in between episodes. For now, I say thank you very much for watching, as we have encircled... Let's count how many Germans we have encircled this turn. We've got 1.7 divisions down here. Then we've got 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a complete division. I didn't realize that actually. 5, nearly 6. A little bit more than 7. 8, 9, 9.3 divisions. So yet again, quite a large number of Germans that have been captured here. And let's briefly look at how many units were taking casualty this turn. 24,000. It's not as much as we had last time, but it's certainly... Oh, and the Germans are actually recovering a little bit. So yeah, that must be all of the Volkssturm that they are employing now. Does that actually now cut at some point into their manpower pool, I wonder? Still at 100,000. It's been amazing just how much they have been able to recruit more and more men as they're being obliterated over here. And by the way, notice the Soviet advance that is really now covering a large part of the map. But historically, this is sort of where they patted out, and I think only really advanced further into Hungary for the rest of the year. Whereas we, I do think, have some steam, and we've got a good number of supply lines running. So yeah, very encouraging to see that. So that being said, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.